Hey guys, last week we learned a little bit about me versus I. You learned about the order, but I want to dig a little bit deeper so that you have a better understanding of why we use them in the order we use them in. I is a subject pronoun. We know it replaces our own name in a sentence. Let's take a look at this first sentence I've written on the board. I am studying for a test. Well, I is the subject of the sentence. It is who or what the sentence is about. I is doing the action, am studying. It is I that is doing the studying. So I am the doer of the action. That's why I is a subject pronoun. It's used in the subject of the sentence, generally at the beginning. I am doing the action. I am studying for a test. Now let's look at the second sentence. My mom gave me some money. That'd be really nice. I'd really like for my mom to give me some money. Well, who is the subject of this sentence? Well, it's my mom, because my mom is doing the action. My mom gave. My mom is doing the giving here. Me is doing the receiving. Therefore, it is called an object pronoun. It's the object that is receiving the verb. So my mom gave who? Well, gave me some money. It wouldn't make sense to say my mom gave I some money. Me is generally found in the predicate of the sentence. So now let's try something a little different. Last week we talked about sentences that contain more than one subject, and we talked about whether we use I if we want to include ourselves in that subject or whether we use me. So let's pretend that I'm going to go to the movies with some friends, and I'm going to tell you about it. John and we're going to leave that blank for now, went to the movies. Now, using what you just learned now about subject pronouns and object pronouns, would me or would I work better in that blank space? John and I went to the movies, or John and me went to the movies. Now, if you're still not sure, I have a little trick that you can use. Let's go ahead and insert I to start with. Now, one little trick you can use is to cover up everybody else except for yourself in the sentence. So, I am I, and I'm going to pretend that John and don't even exist, and I'm going to read the sentence. I went to the movies. Makes sense. Now let's try me. John and me went to the movies. So this time when I read it, I'm not going to read John and. I'm not going to include the other people. I'm only going to read about myself. So I'm going to start with me. Me went to the movies. Wait a minute. That kind of sounds like maybe a little toddler is just learning how to talk, and they're telling you, me went to the movies. That doesn't really work. That's because I is the correct answer. I is a part of the subject, and just like I told you before, I does the action. I am the one who went to the movies, along with John. All right, let's try another one. Let's now pretend like we're in the cafeteria and we're going to have a visitor who's going to eat lunch with us. Kate came to eat lunch with Mary and with Mary and I, or with Mary and me? So let's try I, like we did earlier. Kate came to eat lunch with Mary and I. Now, like I told you before, if you're still not sure, you're thinking, well, that sounds pretty good. Let's take out everybody else and only include ourselves. So in this case, I'm going to take out Mary and I'm only going to read the I. So listen to it this time. Kate came to eat lunch with I. That doesn't quite sound right. I would never say that Kate came to eat lunch with I. I would say Kate came to eat lunch with me. So let's try me. Kate came to eat lunch with Mary and me. And now if I take out the Mary and, Kate came to eat lunch with me. Yes, that makes more sense. And it also goes along with what I told you in the beginning. Me is an object pronoun, so it receives the action. Kate is the one who is coming, but she's coming and I'm going to receive her coming. We're going to get to eat together because she is coming. How about another one? This one is a little bit different because the phrase is actually in the middle of the sentence. Jill took Tom and blank to the game. All right, so me or I? See if you can take a moment and think about it. Remember, take out everybody in the sentence who's going along with you except just for either me or I, that word, and see which one makes sense. I'll give you a second. You think you know? All right, let's see. Jill took Tom and I to the game, or Jill took Tom and me to the game. Well, first of all, Jill is who the sentence is about. Jill is my subject. Jill is doing the action she took. Who did she take? She took Tom and me to the game. I am receiving the action. Also, if I take out Tom and read it this way, Jill took me to the game. It makes sense. If I said Jill took I to the game, it wouldn't make sense. So I hope this has helped you, and I hope this makes it easier for you to distinguish whether you use me versus I. Oh, looks like our lights went out. Maybe it's time to be over. Good luck today. Let me know if you have any questions.